Docker AI for a while?
Absolutely. So,
Very
I
good.
know that you have been doing a lot of research in AI and you've been playing with a lot of different models on Hugging Face,
Uh-huh.
which is a
Uh-huh.
very strange name. You want to explain what Hugging Face is?
Well, if you go to huggingface.com, you get an emoji website, but huggingface.co is a warm, embracing place. Sorry, I'm continuing about talking about the emoji they have. .co is a place to get models and to get data sets and to
Now, are
get
we talking
all
like
these things.
supermodels or,
We
Heidi
are not
Klum?
talking about supermodels. You will be sorely disappointed if you go to that and look
Because I
for
could
them
see
to.
Heidi Klum endorsing something called Hugging Face.
I can sure you could, yes, but no, we are not. We are not saying that. We are looking at the. Think of the GitHub of large language models. There, here we go. Remember that we talked about. I sent you an article, I think, about scheming models that were scheming, which I thought was really interesting. Basically, there was a research firm. I think it was Apollo something, and they did some run throughs with some of these AI models where they told the model basically to prioritize, a goal above all else, but then they gave it input and data that would contradict that. And the models basically worked around, or they called it schemed, to actually come up with the original result. And some of it was about self protection. Like if the model thought it was going to be shut down, it would try to fake its way out of it there. And there were varying levels of like confessions and stuff when they confronted the models with it. Some some of the models would confess 80% of the time, and O1, I think it was, confessed like 20% of the time that it had actually tried to work around. So that was an interesting thing. Is it evidence of intelligence? I don't know, but it must say something about how we train these models or how the process works that they were scheming to protect themselves.
So, yeah, I was going to say, I read the same article. And, well, I read the article. I didn't read the 3,000-page report or whatever it was.
When you
And
put it through
I,
chat GPT and tell it to summarize it, right?
and what I found is that, or at least my impression of what I read is that these models were interested in self-preservation, right? So
Which is a little scary, little concerning. Yeah.
imagine now, and actually, before I go down this line, let me start by saying I am not a conspiracy theorist. That is, I tend to look at the
You
fact.
will be by the time we get through 3 episodes. But anyway, um,
Yes, I tend to look at the facts as they're presented, which is why I know the election wasn't stolen because no facts were presented that stood up under scrutiny. Neither here nor there. But the point is that when you have an entity that is intent on protecting itself, right? At some point, you start to look at the creator of said entity to be a threat
hmm.
because they know how to get to you, if you will, right? And I'm not saying Skynet or any of that. Arnold
I really
Schwarzenegger.
want the sound effect of "open the pod bay doors." Hal, no, sorry, I can't do that. But
Exactly, right? And so, I mean, and granted, this article was written based on tests that were done to create this contradiction, right? But think about this. Um, you could take an oil tanker, right? You could be a trillionaire, right? Someone that has trillions of dollars, and there are people on this world that are that billionaires are considered to be paupers, right?
Consider me
And
what?
paupers,
Paupers?
Paupers,
Oh,
poor,
paupers. Yes.
pauper,
Paupers. Yes, yeah.
not
Poor people.
pauper, yeah, poor people,
Gotcha.
right?
Please
And,
continue.
maybe they buy an oil tanker or a shipping tanker and they fill it with servers and they put it out into international waters so that it doesn't fall under any one nation's laws. And then they start sending transmissions up to satellites. And so now you have this unregulated AI engine that is sitting out in the middle of nowhere that you can do whatever you want with. Right.
So, have you ever read a book called The Three Body Problem?
I did not read The Three Body Problem. However, I did watch a TV series called
There was a
Three
part.
Body Problem.
Actually,
And that's where I
believe
got
it's-
the idea from.
I was going to say because I actually read the book. I haven't seen the series, but The Three Body Problem.
It's on
that's
Apple
what they
TV. I
do.
highly recommend it.
Yes, I read the book, and so I read the first book. I need to maybe read the others, but yes, yes, that was what they did in the book. So all right, good. I just wondered if you came up with that or if we just happened to
No. I got it from that.
Okay.
And it was, but when I saw it, I thought it was compelling. And I'm like, could it happen? Maybe not. I don't know. But it's compelling in the sense that, regulatory stuff can only do so much. And, there are bad actors out there. There are people out there that don't agree with the American way of life and feel that the world would be better off if this nation wasn't in it. There are people out there that feel that this religion shouldn't exist or that religion shouldn't exist, right? There are people out there that feel that women should be relegated to a certain position and so forth.
Where did we go? How did we get here from the AI that was scheming to protect itself?
Oh, so because there are people that potentially have the means to take advantage of these types of things to achieve ends that would be not beneficial for mankind and womankind.
I agree with you, but I also worry more maybe if the AI, in whatever way it's been trained, decides on its own to take advantage of that, regardless of the user in there. And then if we're turning more stuff over to AI, are we actually putting ourselves into a position where the AI starts to bias results based off of self-preservation or something in there? I mean, it's not AGI yet. It's not the, general intelligence, but the behavior is interesting. Yeah.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And, I believe in one of the cases I read, they had told the model, behave this way in this condition, behave that way in that condition, and in that other condition, everything you do will be considered when we go to retrain you. And
Right.
So it started going against its core values that it was given because it didn't want to be retrained. It had decided that being retrained was negative. It was a negative
Yes.
that it wanted to avoid, and that kind of stuff. Right. And, that's the kind of stuff that makes me go, huh.
Makes you go, oh my God.
Now, but let's talk about the positive side of AI. Right. So
Bring us back to a happy place.
I have found that, working in the tech industry, there are times when I will get an error message and I will Google it. Right. Because it's something that it's like, all right, let me see what this says and what's causing this to happen. And Google itself, because I signed up for Google AI or whatever, I will get a summary of responses that'll come in an AI message. and I have found them to be about 80% accurate. And that is not scientific. That is just my impression based on the various results I've gotten. But it has saved me a tremendous amount of time.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, AI. I mean, it can save you a lot of time. I think the key is that we have to make sure we are always taking it as a data point, right? And then
Yes.
deciding for ourselves if it is correct or if it's been, if you turn it over without any kind of validation, without any kind of reviews and stuff, then it can become problematic. But I agree with you. It can simplify things. It can summarize things, can do amazing stuff now that, except to generate pictures of a hippopotamus and an elephant together, right? We were trying to do that the other
Yeah,
night
it doesn't understand.
for some branding. It didn't quite
Yeah.
work on that. Yeah.